A big day for the cross-country programs here at Taylor University. And to look back at the Women's National Championship race, I'm joined by their head coach, Quinn White. Quinn, it's been a unique season to say the least, with such the long layoff between the league meet back in the fall into obviously the national meet today here in April. You and the Mad Dogs finished third, tying a program best. What's it been like to try to adjust the training schedule and work around track, both indoor and outdoor, as you guys got ready for the national meet here earlier today?
Yeah. First and foremost, Rick, I do want to give just a shout out, all the glory to God on this. It has been an unusual year, and it's been unusual for everybody. So, nothing special there for us, but the perseverance of our ladies teams has been fantastic. We were in very good shape at the end of cross country. We knew that the national meet was going to be here in April. We had great plans to hopefully come in here really healthy and see what we can do, make a run for the national title. Of course, it's always a difficult challenge with all the other great teams that are out there, but we wanted to be at our best. We weren't at our best. We had 3 injuries in our top 7. One of those was pretty significant. Sarah Harden hadn't run for a long time, I think 2 weeks before indoor league. We finally got a couple runs in. We got our first workout in last week. And then 2 other young ladies, Caitlin Handbeck and Corinne O'Leary, had some injuries, and we didn't know how we were going to end up today with that. We just laid it on the line. The ladies were full of grit, and they brought it. And it was just so exciting. I mean, if you would have asked me beforehand with the injuries, I would have said, 5th would have been a golden day, and realistically, we're 7 to 10. And so to finish 3rd was just remarkable.
An extra golden day, then, I guess, finishing 3rd then, right?
Absolutely.
Well, we've talked about these 2 young ladies a lot in Livy Schroeder and Sarah Harden, rightfully so. And even with all of the injuries, Sarah achieves All-American status, finishing in 16th for the 4th year in a row. But I want to talk about Livy Schroeder. She has been the training partner. She's been Sarah's tag team partner, and she comes home in 10th place, gets All-American for the 2nd time in her career. What was it like to watch Livy run arguably one of her best races of her career?
Well, Livy's in great shape right now. And what she did today and the way she and Sarah carried each other along, they ran together almost the whole race, which was fantastic. And that's a part of who we are. We talk in practice. We talk in meets, and they weren't going to let each other drop. But Livy has just been a rock this year. She's done such a great job of just keeping things balanced, keeping things in perspective, and training hard. And her training right now is at the best she's ever been. Little sidebar, I can't wait to see what she does in the 10K. I just got a feeling that she's going to smash her school record when that happens. But yeah, for Livy, she was All-American about a month ago in the 5K indoor, and then to get this one, her 2nd one in cross country, quite an accomplishment for that young lady.
We talked about, and you mentioned earlier about all the injuries that Sarah's been dealing with. We didn't see her during the indoor track and field league meet, which is where she has gotten all league numerous times. No surprise there. What was it like to watch her try to battle through these injuries, but still come home in a very respectable 16th place today?
Okay, so I'm just going to say it. And I've coached a lot of athletes in all the years, and there might be some that are upset with me for saying this, but she is without a doubt the toughest, most gritty individual I have coached, male or female. What she did on this course 2 years ago when she had that seizure the day before, never had one before in her life. She comes back the next day. She was in the hospital for 4 hours. I was like, we're not running. We're talking to her parents and different things in hers. They're like, no, she needs to run. She sets a school record that day, gets her 2nd All-American in cross country that day. Then she comes back here. Like you said, she's been out since the day of the indoor league meet. So we're going to say mid-February. We noticed something was off, wasn't 100% sure what it was. Basically, her hip flexor wasn't firing. And, about a week or 2 ago, we said, okay, Sarah, I'm going to let you make this call. You can run cross-country nationals, but if you do, your running here at Taylor could be done. I mean, this could be a negative thing for your outdoor season. And this is, of course, after we bypassed indoor nats, because there's no way she was going to be able to handle that one at that point. And she said, Coach, I'm running. I want to do it for this team. because we have a special situation here. And I understand that I might not be able to run outdoor if the injury, flares up worse after this race. And she was willing to take that gamble. And I said, all right, ball's in your court. She runs phenomenal. I mean, was it a typical Sarah Harden time? No. But was it a typical Sarah Harden grit? No, it wasn't. It was more than the Sarah Harden grit, which I know many of us who's watching this right now have seen, and they just shake their head like, wow, how does this girl do it? Her form out there it sounds horrible, but it was pitiful. I mean, she's just almost dragging that leg. And there were probably coaches saying, why is he running her? And again, with conversations with her and, her parents and different things, we all agreed, let's go after it. But just an outstanding, gritty young lady.
And it takes a lot of people to get a third place team finish. You guys had two young runners. The rest of your team finished very strong. And Anna Vanderwall and Molly Gamble, they performed very strongly in their first taste of the national meet.
They did. And I'm glad that you brought this up, because it's not, Livy and Sarah get a lot of the highlights. They're top runners. They're all Americans. But as we had in our team talk yesterday, it's not one person. It's not two people. 5 score, but all 7 play a huge impact on what our finish is going to be. 6 and 7 are pushing other people's top 5. They're impacting their score. 6 and 7 play a role because they're pushing our 5 and our 4, because a lot of times we're running together in a pack anyways. But the 2 freshmen sometimes when freshmen get to a national meet, they struggle, right? They get a little extra nervous. They haven't had this experience. These 2 girls ran great. Anna from the beginning ran really well. She and Giovanna ran pretty close together most of the way. Molly was back a little bit. She was running with Caitlin Handback, working together, fantastic. And then second half, she just kind of finds it and starts moving and ran a great one. And here was part of the talk last night again. We said, it's just another race. All right. You can't look at it as, hey, this is for the national title or this is the national meet. It's just another race. You got to go into it like that and go out and use your talent, the talent that God's given you, and be the best that you can be today, and not think, don't make this thing bigger than it is. And that's not easy for freshmen, but these 2 handled it extremely well. And all 7 of the girls handled it extremely well.
I mentioned it off the top. It was a big day for the cross country programs, plural, because if anyone is just finding out, the men's team, oh, by the way, won the national championship, which you're the head coach of as well. But the other part of that is that both the men and women's team take first place in the combined team score out of everyone that ran today. And that's another first for a very talented both men's and women's programs. As the head coach, what does it mean to watch not just the women finish third, the men bring home the national championship, but for them to get recognition as a unit? Because I think they're one of the more unique teams, I'd say arguably across the country, no matter the sport, that they do a lot of the training together. They are a men's and a women's team, but they are really one program, I would say.
Yeah. This is going to be hard. Sorry. Wow. Big day. The men winning the title is extremely special, and we'll get into that in the men's interview. But for me, the combination and so many of the things that you just said there are so, I don't even know what the word is. It's more than satisfying. It just means so much to me. It is one program, and they are together, and it hasn't always been that way. Historically, it has not always been that way at Taylor. And I would say, when Lance Vanderberg took over the guys and I had the ladies, we started bringing it together a little bit. And then, of course, it just makes sense when you have one coach that you're going to do a lot of stuff together. But, last year's seniors really modeled it extremely well on both the men and the women's side. And then, of course, the rest of the program, the juniors, the sophomores, and the freshmen, they're eating dinner together. They're hanging out together. They're doing pancakes together. It's a coach's dream. And we had 3 goals this year, 3 big dog goals. We have all kinds of goals, but we had 3 big dog goals. 1, a ladies title. 2, a men's title. And 3, a combination title. We hit 2 of those today. And yeah, the men's title, the first in Taylor history of any program, extremely special. But for me, both of these together and that combined title means more to me than just the men winning it. It does. It shows that unity. It shows how they love each other, how they care for each other, how they do this together. And it's an honor, I think, to our university, to the history of the programs. And then, of course, God orchestrating this and putting both the men and the women here at Taylor together at the same time. And it is one of the most special coaching things in my life.
A memorable day for sure. Quinn, I'll speak for the whole athletic department of the university. We are so proud of what you and the women accomplished this season. Congratulations on a third place finish at nationals, and get a little bit of a break. And then you guys have some work to do for outdoor track and field. Okay.
Yes. Thanks, Rick. We'll take tomorrow off, and then they'll be racing the 5K and the 10K next weekend in track, and we'll try to hit some national standards for that. But thank you so much.